Mason, clothes, if you can...
Maketh the man.
Yeah, that'll do.
Or woman.
Disagree.
Okay.
I was going to say that clothes are like...
Potatoes.
Leaves. The equivalent of leaves if it's for a tree. It's the same, and you want them to look good.
They grow out of your body.
They grow out of your body. The good ones do anyway. But the even better ones come from Mack Weldon, Mason.
This is the weirdest metaphor you've ever come up with.
Look, I didn't think it through, all right? I thought this would be great, and then as soon as I started, I realized it's insane. It's something a madman would scrawl on a wall in blood before he kills his whole family.
Good plug, though.
Okay, so Mack Weldon, though, they believe in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. They've got a pretty good, easy-to-use website, Mason. You better believe it.
I do believe it. I've used it. It's great.
Yeah. All the products are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor. And if you want to be comfortable, and if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they'll still refund you. They'll be like, "Don't worry about it. That's on us. But here's your money back."
Just use it as a bloody rag. Wash your car with it. We don't care.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why would you?
That'll be the shiniest car you've ever had.
You better believe it. So they do underwear, socks, shirts that look good. They perform well. It's good for working out, going to work, going on dates, just everyday life, Mason. All those things. If you go to mackweldon.com, you can actually get 20% off your purchase with the promo code PLANET.
That's a good deal.
That's a great deal. You don't get out of bed for less than 20%
off, right?
Apparently. Yeah.
I mean, that's not as good a deal as is your clothing literally growing out of your body, like leaves in this metaphor that you mangled earlier. But I guess purchasing some good quality clothes is good enough.
It's still good. That's that's mackweldon.com, a promo code PLANET for 20% off.
Now let's make like a tree and start the podcast.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, official podcast of comicbookmovie.com, where we talk movies, comics, TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nicholas Penis Mason. Sorry.
What?
I don't know why I said that.
It's very early. You literally just woke up.
I did. I could not sleep.
Why not?
I don't know.
You troubled?
No. The smoke detector's still driving me mad.
We mentioned that last week, right?
The saga continues. They said it is next door. They said they'd come around and fix it, but they didn't.
Did somebody come around and did somebody come around, like, look at the front door, realize they didn't have a key, and then leave again?
What? I've no idea. It's very possible. You know, it's one of those things where you're very nice. You're like, listen, could you just look into that? And they're like, great, no problem. But then it gets to a point where you're like, do I have to like be? I don't want to be a guy who's like, hey, you said you'd do it. You know what I mean? You know, but there's literally a beeping sound every 40 seconds coming through the wall. So what do you do, Mason? Smash a window?
You could set up some sort of app on your phone that makes your own beep at 39 seconds, and then you'd be ready for the next one.
That's true.
Right?
It'd be preemptive. Maybe I could get it to say, "Get ready. There's a beep. There's a beep.
There's a beep coming, mate. Steel yourself for it. You can do it. Be strong." Beep, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Sweet relief. But speaking of being strong, Mason, our charity campaign's going very well. We've hit $8,000.
Wow,
which is
like
fantastic.
that.
Just like that. And I haven't even done a YouTube video. I'm supposed to have done one, but I haven't done it yet. But I will.
You've been asleep. It's fine.
I've been mostly asleep.
And when we say we've made it to 8,000, the listeners, the Weekly Wackadoodles, have made it to $8,000.
We collectively, all of us.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But so we forgot to mention last week as well. There's prizes.
Yeah.
We've got. At minimum, we've got 5 360 cameras to give away.
That's right.
And they're really amazing quality 360 cameras. So that's part of it. So if you donate any money, there's a chance that you'll get one of those.
Tape it to your bicycle helmet.
Please do.
Cycle about.
Make your own Google Maps.
Yeah, right?
That's what I think.
Make your money back. Easily.
But a lot of people will ask stuff like, can they donate to a different cause? We're just going to keep it to this because it's just simpler.
It worked last time.
Yeah, it's just easier to keep track of everybody, and so we're not emailing people individually. You could just throw in $1 if you want. You know what I mean? Like it can be any amount. Also, I should mention it's Australian dollars, so it's less than.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're from, it's $1 more like 70 cents or whatever. So put in $2, which is $1.40. Depending what your exchange rate is. Anyway, I'll link it below. Mason, we got to talk about Jurassic World 2.
Do we got to talk about it?
You insisted.
I can't actually. I insisted before the show.
I don't know why.
I ambushed you here. You were like, should we talk about Jurassic World 2? We don't need to. And I'm like, no, we definitely should. and I threw you under the bus. It felt great. I'm going to do that all the time
Just
now.
insist.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big news that you wanted to mention was BD Wong is back.
He's back, baby.
He was a great part of one of my favorite
Now, in the
parts.
first one, he was just some guy. Was he in the first one?
Yeah, he's in it. No, he's significant in it. He's one
No,
of the chief
in
geneticists.
he's not in Jurassic Park, though.
No, he is.
Is he?
He's in the
Okay.
first Jurassic Park and he's in Jurassic World. But in Jurassic World, he's gone mad.
He's gone mad, that's right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which was a fun twist.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a great actor.
I remember it being a fun twist, but then I'm like, what if he wasn't in the first one? And I just imagine that as a fun twist. But no, you're right. He was in the first one, just some guy. In the second one, he's mad. I'm hoping for full on
Fourth one.
Full on, yeah. I'm hoping for this one just full on supervillain.
Well, we just read the synopsis-ish, sort of.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's not about theme parks.
Yep.
It's not about dinosaurs chasing people on an island. It's about corporatization of dinosaurs.
And the new experimentation on their genetic
Yeah.
platform or
Does
something.
that mean we're going to get them in like Iraq and whatever, taking down like various groups, insurgents groups or something?
I hope so.
Is that what we're going to be getting?
Well, wasn't there was initially a plan for Jurassic Park 4 that was going to be similar, which was going to be
Yeah. It was human hybrid.
human dinosaur hybrids and they're holding guns and stuff.
There's a whole lot of
So maybe
concept
we'll get
art,
that, but
yeah.
I don't think people want that.
No, I
I think
definitely
what they've proposed here is going to slowly be dismantled and then replaced with, hey, we're on Jurassic World again.
Like back on the...
Back on the island.
Island.
I think it's just going to happen again.
I'd love to see it evolve into Planet of the Apes, but
Yeah.
with dinosaurs. And not necessarily, not them getting intelligent, but just they're everywhere. And we just have to
sure.
live our life around them.
And then
So you're on your way to the supermarket and there's a bloody big brontosaurus, mate. And you have to
You're gonna
slide down his
his
neck.
legs. Very good.
Your toilet's a pelican.
So the Planet of the Apes, the current Planet of the Apes movies are eventually going to evolve into the original Planet of the Apes movie.
Yes.
You're hoping the Jurassic World movies will eventually just evolve into the Flintstones cartoon.
Correct, that's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dream. Yeah. So also there's one more bit of casting. James Cromwell is in it. As you
Babe Pig in the City.
Yes, and Babe, original Babe.
Original recipe Babe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's you know him. And he's also in Spider-Man 3.
He's also in Star Trek 8.
Yeah, he's
First Contact.
the dude who invented...
Zephram Cochrane.
That's right. He invented light speed travel or whatever it is. It's not
Warp
called
travel.
Warp drive. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, should I?
I'm acting like obviously there was a moment of genuine panic where I'm like, can I pull his name? Can I pull the character name? Because I acted super confident, and then I'm like, oh no.
That was the first Star Trek movie I saw, I remember as a kid.
Oh.
I remember I saw it at Foxtel when we were staying at some kind of place for the summer. I can't remember. Foxtel's like what is it?
It's like cable TV.
It's real shit now. Don't
no
get
good.
it. But and real expensive. But I remember thinking, oh
Why
man,
don't we
this
say
is
that now,
great.
unless at some point we get sponsored by Foxtel, in which case we're editing this out.
I've had 4 friends work for Foxtel who got made redundant because they're downgrading.
So watch James pay out. Watch James sell out his 4 friends when we get a Foxtel sponsorship.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? James Cromwell.
Also,
Zephram
they're holding Game of Thrones hostage in Australia.
That's the thing that I was going to say. Because in Australia, you can't buy it on iTunes until
Nah.
it's out.
Oh, it's like a way later.
Yeah, until the season's out. Yeah.
Yeah, but even if they were like it's $10 an episode, I'd be like, fine,
exactly.
But I'm not paying $80 a month and having a box in my house I'll never use to watch 7 episodes of a season a year, which is what that's going down to anyway.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Star Trek 8, First Contact, is also the only Star Trek property where somebody says the word Star Trek.
Oh, really?
James Cromwell says, what is this, some kind of Star Trek?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Look it up.
That's considered one of the best ones as well.
Yeah, it's an even numbered one, so it's a good one.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it. It's definitely more action man Kirk than... Because, there's that big disparity between the TV show version of Kirk and the movie version.
You're thinking of Star Trek Generations.
No, but he also, he snaps that alien's neck at the end. I remember...
Picard, you're thinking of Picard.
What did I say? Kirk.
said Kirk.
Oh, sorry, I meant Picard. Yeah, I know. I'm not good at this.
Man, you're making Star Trek mistakes left and right. Didn't know the name Zephram Cochrane. I'm just going to check that it's correct.
I said light speed instead of warp drive.
My God.
Actually, I saw Generations on Netflix the other day and I went, I gotta just watch through that.
You don't,
It's like 7 seasons or... It's good though, isn't it?
Next Generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
No?
No, you should.
People say it's not necessarily the best one.
Yeah.
I think, do people like, which one do they like?
Look, I'm probably a bigger fan of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I think that's the one the diehard fans like you who know what Zephyr and Cochrane prefer.
Zephram Cochrane's first result if you type in Zephram. Why would there be another one?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, what I would probably do, I think I might have recommended this on the show before. Find yourself a reading order that cuts out some of the inessential elements.
Yeah.
There's a war with the Borg. You should probably check out.
Yeah, I heard that's really good.
There's some significant characters dying. So skip all their character development up until that point and then just watch the episode where they die.
Riker. What about the Riker has a clone episode?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one, I hear.
Tom Riker.
Thomas Riker. What about the one where Moriarty gets out of the holodeck or something? Or he thinks he does. Remember that
Moriarty's holodeck rampage. Yep. Moriarty's Christmas holodeck rampage. Yeah, that's a great one.
Cool. All right, we got to move on.
Okay.
Batman negotiations with Matt Reeves have reportedly broken down.
I didn't know that, but I guessed broken down.
Yeah, man. So, that's... Look, it was only a week, you know what I mean? And depending if this is true, obviously.
Yeah.
This isn't losing a director. This is this is something not coming through.
I like to think it says broken down. I'm sure it was just like, oh, not for me, thanks anyway. But I like to imagine Matt Reeves just kicking a desk out of a third-story window. Like we just see the Warner Brothers offices. It's all glass. It's beautiful glass skyscraper. And just
hits the water tower on the way down. Yeah. They say that talks, though, could possibly resume when heads cool. So maybe there was a desk out the window
that's right.
situation.
The Animaniacs got a thump on the side of their water tower. They're finally free again.
Yeah, so... I don't know. I think by the sounds of it, it seems like Warner Brothers are really pushing to make this happen. And maybe the case is in doing so, you're driving directors away because they're like, we need this in 2 years. And they're like, that's not really
we need it in 2 weeks now.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think maybe they should make a bit of breathing space. Maybe just add another year to the time frame, you know what I mean? But I guess they're like, we got to get our Batman movies
something
out.
out.
Yeah, but there's still a bunch of stuff on the way other than Batman. Do you know what I mean? Lean on some other characters. Yeah,
maybe it's time for Return of the
Jedi. Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back.
Remastered.
Have you got that on the list
of
news?
Return of the Jedi.
No, people have been telling me on Twitter that apparently I think it's the Spanish translation of episode 8.
I've got a block of Star Wars news, so I thought we could.
We'll go into that in a second. I was going to say maybe it's time for return of like the movie Serial.
Right.
Like, because people, they can't get out a 2-hour movie in the next 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you could bring out 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Film 10 minutes, post-production, put all the special effects in, put it out, and then we can watch a little bit of the Batman.
Yeah, your microphone's doing a bit of a pop and do. There we go.
How about that?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That should be right. Yeah, and I don't disagree. I think they mentioned that a few years back that one of the rumors was that they were going to have DC short films before films.
DC shorts with a Z.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, don't you think? Like, just be like, hey, this is a character that we're thinking about doing. Here's a little booster gold 5-minute adventure before your Justice League movie or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that'd be super cool.
I think so too.
Yeah. Also, there's a rumor coming from Collider that Ben Affleck wants out of playing the Batman.
Yep.
Look, again, it's a rumor, but I'm not surprised if this turns out to be true.
You know what maybe the solution is? DC, Warner Brothers, lock down these rumors.
Yeah,
Find out how these are coming out and stop. Like, that's presumably at Marvel, there's also people going, oh, you know what, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to direct this. I don't want to, I don't like this script or what have you. But for whatever reason, those leaks are in check.
Yeah.
But in DC, apparently, it's just open borders, man.
I mean,
build a wall, that's what I say. Build a wall around Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers.
I mean, again, though, presuming this is true, but maybe that's something to do with his contract that they need to make it within a certain time frame, or he
walks.
He can walk. I did a video the other week on him leaving as director, and one of the things I mentioned is that there was someone at Forbes mentioned that Armie Hammer might be being courted to play Nightwing, and just swap him out, just make a Dick Grayson become Batman.
Interesting. Okay.
Just do like.
So it wouldn't be a swap. It wouldn't be a Batman for Batman swap where they swap him out for Armie Hammer and they don't say anything.
No,
they're like, okay, he's the new Bruce Wayne now. We won't say anything. But he'll be Dick Grayson. He'll show up. Yeah, Batman will retire. He'll take over. Interesting.
You get Ben Affleck to do 10 minutes of screen time or whatever, and then maybe in the future you get him to come back. You know, when cooler heads prevail, like the Matt Reeves situation. When they clean up that desk,
they've taped that window closed again. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know, because I just think maybe if he doesn't want to do it, maybe don't make him, because it might not turn out very well.
That's true.
Is what I'm saying.
A lot of people have also suggested some sort of timeline reboot. Do it DC style within the continuity of the film.
A Flashpoint.
Flashpoint. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that strange though that he's the only one that would be recast then?
It would.
You know what I mean?
And also, it'd be weird to, before the Flash has really has been given any real screen time, just to be like, oh, by the way, you can alter reality. You can go back in time with his powers and alter the universe.
That would be like putting Death of Superman in
The first
second
one. Yeah, you're
so-
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
Look, I think a lot of this though hinges on how good Wonder Woman and Justice League are. If they're good, none of this is going to matter.
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? Like everything will be fine.
What happens if they're bad?
Oh, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We'll
When
burn that bridge. We'll kick that desk out of a window when we come to it.
Star Wars news, Mason.
Oh, yeah.
We got our first look at Ray. I was going to say Pin and Foe. Ray.
That's their couple name, Pin and Foe.
Yeah.
Pin and Foe.
Finn and Poe. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
They look the same.
same. They look the
Ray's
same.
hair's slightly different.
Yep.
She's got a lightsaber.
She's pulled it back, or it's longer. I don't know. It's one of those.
People's calling it a mullet. It's not a mullet because a mullet
Is short
on
on
the
the
top.
sides.
Look at a picture of Billy Ray Cyrus from the early 90s.
Just stare at it. Just drink in his beautiful eyes.
Put it in your wallet. Throw out the photo of your kids. Put in the Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah. But so look, it doesn't. They look exactly
It brings
as.
nothing new to the table.
No.
Nobody's got some sort of incredible facial scarring or
No.
glowing red eyes to suggest anything has changed in any way.
That's
So,
right. Which is weird because Finn got slashed through the spine.
That's true. He did. Yeah.
And he's up and about. There's also story rumors about what he's going to be up to, but I'm
Were
not
you
going to spoil
hoping
them.
neck brace maybe in this thing?
I just think there should be something. No, maybe not a neck brace, but I think there should be some kind of mechanical kind
yeah,
of
totally,
spine
yeah,
or,
uh-huh.
or something like that. But,
Yeah.
or not, or he's just fine because he they
He's
put
in
him
a Bacta tank,
Yeah,
probably.
Luke Skywalker got swiped across the face, and he didn't have a face brace, did he?
No.
Yeah, that's Star Wars for you, baby. Also, you mentioned the Last Jedi is plural.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Big spoilers, apparently. Well, not really.
No, well, there's two. Because
Yeah,
if Rey's going to
there's
be a
at least
Jedi
two.
and
Luke
Luke's a
Skywalker.
Jedi, then
Yeah,
there's
that's
two.
fine,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So the idea being that in English, Jedi, the made-up word Jedi, can refer to... It's like sheep.
yeah,
It can be Jedi singular or Jedi plural. But
Correct.
apparently in the Spanish translation...
and a few others as well.
It can be... There's a different one for singular and there's a different one for
Yeah.
plural. And in this case, the translation... Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is plural, meaning that there's more than one.
How exciting!
So so we initially thought, well, The Last Jedi is either Rey or Luke Skywalker. In this case, it's both.
yeah,
Or more.
that's or less.
Or less.
Because it can be any number. Mm-hmm. The fate of Jar Jar Binks has also been revealed. Did you see that?
No.
So there's a Star Wars Aftermath book series that's been running. It's the new Timothy Zahn trilogy.
Oh.
Because they've rebooted the canon. So this is like the just after Return of the Jedi
Okay, sure.
kind of thing. Though a lot of the main players aren't in it that much. Like it's a big focus on new characters.
I'd say that's the mandate now.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have to scrub everything in a couple of years again.
Yeah,
So
right.
they're like, if they're in the movie, just don't mention them. Try and
Yeah,
say they're
yeah.
off world or say they're doing some other adventure.
I think it's also because they're really keeping quiet on that time period because we don't know exactly what happened. There's a few
Yeah.
books that are set there. There's a Princess Leia politics book called Bloodlines or Bloodline, I can't remember, which is quite good, which is like 6 years before.
Okay.
6 years before Return of the the Force Awakens.
Uh-huh.
There's a few other hints, and at that point, Kylo Ren is still training with Luke.
Oh.
And it comes out that Darth Vader is Princess Leia's father, and they're like, politics. Nobody knew. Everyone's like, politics have gone mad, mad. But anyway,
Scandal.
Yeah, that's right.
Fake news.
So I think they're saving that time period until 8 comes out. Then they're going to be like, okay, so Luke Skywalker was here, Han Solo did this, Princess
Yeah.
Leia was doing whatever. So you know what I mean. Anyway, in the latest book, Aftermath, there's an excerpt that deals with what happened to Jar Jar Binks. Would you like me to read it?
Yes.
It's 15 paragraphs long. No, it's one.
Yes.
Okay. A refugee boy named Mapo encounters a Gungan performing for kids on the street, clowning around in a fountain twice a day whilst being studiously avoided by the grown-ups. Misa Jar Jar, I'm not going to do the voice, says the clown when Mapo introduces himself. The clown distracts the orphan from his own sadness by popping his eyes and bulging his cheeks, but he is hiding a sadness of his own. Jar Jar making some mistakens. The Gungans...
No, continue.
The Gungan says, explaining he isn't wanted anywhere either. Disa Hizen Naboo think I help the Empire. He stares into the distance, suggesting he knows more than he say. saying. Basically, he's been reduced to a street performing clown because he helped the Empire rise to power. So he lives a sad existence where he's not acknowledged by his own people or the people of Naboo.
You know what? His fate's too bloody good for him. Should be worse.
Do you think that? Do you think this is like we're done with Jar Jar Binks? Like it's finished. Do you need to do this fight, like kicking?
Does
like,
it say specifically that his name is Jar Jar
yes, he
Binks?
says Misa Jar Jar.
Okay,
so
right.
presumably,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you even have to. Yeah, I don't think you do.
Who cares?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So he just sinks into depression. Like that's his
makes
ultimate
sense.
fate.
Wow.
Yeah. So great, I guess. I just don't.
There's no grim suicide scene after
Well,
that.
there might be, but I guess so. It does make sense because it would be on public record that he gave executive powers to
Yes, it would.
the emperor. So
But it'd also be on everybody who's voted him as a senator.
that's also true. Yeah. I guess.
So I would blame everybody else on Naboo.
Yeah, but no. Well, he was stepping in for Queen Amidala because she was off.
Oh, I
doing
see. Right.
whatever.
Oh, he was an unelected official.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but also he proposed it, but everybody else had to agree.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not 100% his fault.
But you know what? It's amazing if people think he's ultimately responsible for the Empire. He should be dead. Somebody would have
would've
killed.
killed
He
him
would
by
have
now.
answered for war crimes and a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. They would have looked into it.
Unless he's that secret Sith Lord
He might
still.
be. There you go. Anyway, what a great ending to a character that we shouldn't even be talking about.
Correct. That'll be gone in the next edition of that. I'm fairly certain.
You never know, Mason. We got some Black Panther and Thor concept art.
Yes, we did.
What did you think of
Looks
either of those?
great.
You have to pick one that you like the best.
Thor.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We've got some sort of golden ships floating through the air.
Yep,
like
yep.
sailless sailboats.
Sailboats.
Yes.
Sailorless
What do you
sailboats.
call What do you call a Viking ship?
Just a Viking ship, I think. I think
Nice.
that's the official word,
Great.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. We got Thor and Hulk battling it out in an
Yeah, we did.
arena. Mm-hmm.
We had what is apparently Kate Blanchett as Hela.
Yeah.
Is that true? I didn't
I think
know that.
that's true. Yeah, on Earth it would seem.
Yes.
Which is exciting, and a lot of the stuff from Black Panthers, like the Wakandan city and stuff like that, looks cool. Yeah, like I'm interested to see how they.
I'm giving it a
how they
googs,
do
mate.
that.
I'm giving it a googs. The name of a Viking ship.
That's an expression that I coined before the show. We've
Giving it a
we've
gigs.
decided to make it to make it happen, to put it out there. So you at home can give it a googs too. Give it a good old googs, mate.
Just says Viking ships.
Great.
Long ships.
Long ships, okay.
Nar, Knarr. Nar is the Norse term for ships that were built for Atlantic voyages.
Nah.
The Nar.
Nah. Great. Mm-hmm. Good work. Anyway, it looks good. It's coming along. We'll probably get a trailer for Thor soon.
Yeah.
Ish.
But that being said, also there's a Black Panther piece of concept art. There's some of him sort of at some sort of African temple.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah.
And there's also one of him. Oh, it's not of him. It's clearly Wakanda, and it's sort of traditional Wakandan homes, and then right next door is this super advanced city.
Right.
So it's pretty
yeah.
good. I like the look
yeah.
of that. It's real
It's
nice.
a fun time.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Nar. Is
Sure,
it?
certainly. No, I can't argue with that. Samuel L. Jackson also said that he's going to be showing up
Oh,
in
what's he said now?
some future Marvel movies. He's going to be in Captain Marvel, but he said, so you're doing a Black Panther movie and the only black character in the Marvel universe is not showing up. And they were like, Fury is not in Wakanda. And he said, how can he not know the other black superhero on the planet? How the hell does that work?
Well, Samuel L. Jackson, not all black people know each other, all right?
Way to tell Samuel L. Jackson. Good work. Also, there's War Machine, though.
That's true.
So anyway, but
Way to not know every black person, Samuel L. Jackson.
But also, it makes sense that he wouldn't be in it. Like, what? He's not tied to that, to those people.
I don't even know what's
He
Fury's,
He didn't meet him in Civil War.
what's Fury's status now anyway? I don't
Exactly,
even know.
yeah, who
the
knows?
last I guess technically the last in continuity appearance of him was Age of Ultron, right? Was
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
was he in something after that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in Agents of Shield or something.
Doesn't count though.
Oh yeah, because they're not really connected, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, it's mostly the agents turning up after Thor: The Dark
Yeah.
World and being
Well,
like,
wasn't-
"What happened here?"
Well, isn't the idea that
What was this?
Agents of Shield is supposed to work? The movies are supposed to work without the
Yes,
Agents of Shield
that's it, yeah.
continuity. So Coulson's still technically dead in the movies,
Yeah.
even though he's been alive for like 5 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Also, there's been reports of a live-action Submariner something in the works. We don't know whether it's a
Right.
TV show or whatever. So I guess they got the rights back from think Universal had them or something.
Yeah, right.
So do you think they're getting their own Fishman out there now? Sings
Wouldn't that be fun if
DC.
they got it out?
I think Aquaman is the one DC movie which I'm not worried about at all. I think James Wan's doing it.
That's true. You're right.
It's all coming along
Yeah.
swimmingly,
Oh.
if I dare say. Oh, good work. I'm glad I wrote that down. Just so I
Very
can use
good.
it. I didn't. Just to be clear, that was top of the dome, mate.
Very good.
But I don't know. Where would you like to see him turn up?
Movies definitely.
Wings on feet or no wings on feet?
Wings on feet. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And a fun little joke about how can he fly with those tiny little wings on his feet. Makes
I'd be up for that.
some people suggested that Keanu Reeves would be a good.
Submariner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I could
I
definitely
don't
see
think he's
that.
broad enough though.
Yeah. Is he sinister enough face? Does he need a bit of a sinister face?
He needs a bit of a sinister face. Maybe Zachary Quinto. Can he bulk up?
Yeah, you could.
He's got the eyebrows for it.
definitely sinister eyebrows. Yeah. No, you could. Yeah, they'd be good actually, but
Yeah,
he would definitely need to bulk up.
We talked about Keanu Reeves last week.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of people said, because we mentioned a movie we hadn't seen called Man of Tai Chi, everybody said that's a great film.
Yeah,
so
we're
we
going
should
to check
that
it out. We're going to check it out, Mason. We'll check it out. James Mangold.
And somebody said, hey, Tai Chi isn't just an exercise form, it's a martial art. We know. We know.
Did we say that it wasn't, Mason?
No, we didn't say it wasn't.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's on
We
us.
said it was going to be very slow, though. Just a lot of posing in a park
With a wind chime.
with a wind chime.
So the Wolverine, Logan's doing real well, apparently.
Review-wise?
Yeah, it's doing super well. James Mangold, the director, says that he and Hugh Jackman will probably work together again, but not as Wolverine. But he is interested maybe in doing an X-23 solo movie off the back of this.
Cool, man.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Does that mean that if he wants to work with Hugh Jackman, but he doesn't want to do another Wolverine, does that mean Hugh Jackman's going to appear in X-23, like in flashback or in
Who knows?
voiceover or something?
Don't know, or not at all.
Or not at all.
Yeah.
Or as himself.
Yeah, that's right.
Or as the boy from Oz.
But I still don't think it's his last one. I think he'll come back. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen Logan, but by all accounts, she's really great. So yeah, do an X-23 movie.
Should we do our Logan? Should we do our Professor X impressions?
Oh, an update to see how we do it.
I've been working
You've
on
been
mine.
working on
'Cause
yours.
I've been doing it on the assumption that it's a regular Professor X, but I think it should be sad.
Oh, okay,
Professor X.
sure, we're ready. I'm ready.
Logan. Pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Like he's been punched in the chest.
Yeah, right. He's about to say something, and then he's about to yell to Logan across the hall at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, and a little kid, one of the gifted youngsters, walks by too fast and hits him in the gut, like accidentally taps him with a book. He's like, Logan.
It's very good.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna have to think of something for next week. A
All right,
different
cool.
scenario to bring it back. That's great. What do we got? Sophie Turner says that there's a new X-Men movie filming this year. She played
She was Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. Yeah, there's rumors that it's the Dark Phoenix saga
Ooh,
again because we sort of got that. Yeah,
do something else.
yeah. Fair. But wouldn't you want to see a good version of that, or do something else?
I don't think I would want to see. We've seen. I want to see a more street level story from the X-Men.
I thought you were going to be like, go to space or something.
Or go to space.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Because it's been kind of the same thing, hasn't it, for a while now. We got to kind of...
I mean, in the last one, the last X-Men 3 was just a whole bunch of stuff spinning around and a lot of fire. X-Men Apocalypse was just a whole bunch of stuff spinning around.
I didn't know which third movie you're referring to,
yeah.
but both.
Both of them.
Okay, good.
The third ones were both just a whole bunch of stuff spinning around and everybody caught up in a big
Yeah.
telekinetic whirl, and I'm sick of it, if I'm honest with you.
Are you sick of this, though? Lion King casting.
James L. Jones is in there,
He's
apparently.
back as
Baby.
Mufasa, and Donald Glover is going to be playing Simba.
Now, what is this?
What do you mean, what is this?
What is this?
I'll tell you what it is,
Okay.
Mason. It's a live-action reimagining of The Lion King. When I say live action, I'm presuming
CGI animals.
Yeah, photorealistic animals.
Right.
I still think though you can't put enough expression on a regular animal. You're gonna just cartoon it up just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
They know what they're doing.
Do they?
No.
I don't think The Jungle Book was a great movie. I think it looks great, as I've said before, but I think you could put more expression in the animals if you cartoonify them a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. They got to bring back Jeremy Irons as Scar, right? I mean, you've
Yes.
never seen The Lion King, have you?
No, I still
How have you?
haven't.
I don't get
Yeah,
how
I get
you've
it.
not seen it. I know I don't want to be that guy, but like you were alive and you were a child when that movie came out.
I just missed it. I can't explain it.
Unbelievable. And you haven't seen Aladdin?
No.
You haven't seen Hercules?
No.
You haven't seen Tarzan?
No.
You haven't seen Treasure Planet?
No. I said I would, but I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
I betrayed you, and I betrayed all the listeners.
we didn't put a time period on it.
That's true. I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah, you'll
because
get-
when you said live action version, I'm just like, just those actors with just sticky taped ears. Don't know why I thought. I mean, obviously it's going to be live action, but with CGI animals. But I'm just like,
but there's no people in that story.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
it's not really like maybe they'll film real places or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the Jungle Book isn't. None of that is on location. It's all in studio.
Right,
So
okay.
make of that what you will.
but don't you think that James Earl Jones, Donald Glover, etc., could put enough emotion into the performances that you don't need to cartoon up the faces?
Yeah, potentially. But I just think it adds something a little bit special, a little bit of that Disney magic.
Look, I think they're gonna do 100 versions of the facial capture and the,
No
and
doubt,
the design, so they'll find something.
They'll
that works.
figure it out.
They'll all still have dead eyes though.
Yes.
What if they use James Earl Jones and Donald Glover's actual eyes?
Like pull them out of their head.
Yeah.
Well, that's obviously the way to go.
I think so.
Yeah. Now, you were one of the people who said you weren't happy with the Darth Vader voice
Yes.
from a Rogue One. Spoiler alert, Force Awakens. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think James L. Jones maybe is losing his bloody his
Losing his pipes.
his timber?
His golden pipes.
Yeah. Is it timber? The voice.
That's certainly a thing to do with voice, but I don't know what part of it is.
Okay,
and
good.
I don't want to make an assumption because people will send me Wikipedia articles about what it isn't.
Okay, good. But yeah, so do you think? So what do you think about that?
Well, I have no attachment to The Lion King, so it makes no difference to me whatsoever.
It's Timbre.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
Process of cutting down trees.
Yes. Choppity chop. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So you don't care.
Did you just give that a googs?
Yeah, I did. I gave it a bit of a quick googs, mate.
Gave it a
Nothing wrong
googs.
with that. Mm-hmm. Tell your
But
friends.
no, I guess so. But you know what? I think, I don't know. Did Disney receive feedback on the Darth Vader voice?
I don't know.
Did people send in angry letters and emails and tweets
Oh,
going, I don't
almost
care for
certainly.
this voice?
Definitely.
Because maybe if they've received 1 million of those, they'll tweak his voice in The Lion King.
Yeah.
But if they don't...
But he's actually been voicing Mufasa on a new Lion King TV series called The Lion Guard.
Huh.
And he comes back as a ghost and is like, look after your family. That's my James L. Jones.
It's pretty good.
Give it a googs, mate. anyway.
Hang on, I'll do mine.
Okay.
Simba!
Someone's punched him in the chest in Lion Heaven?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, the big news for the week that a lot of people wanted us to comment on is that Mel Gibson is in early negotiations for Suicide Squad 2, despite being a big racist
Raging
man.
anti-Semite, yes.
And also him,
America's own Melvin Gibson.
and that was also up the back of him saying last year that he hates comic book movies, and he gave a big kick at Batman v Superman.
Did he say he hated them, or did he say... Didn't he say something like they throw too much money at them and they're not very
Yeah,
good,
something
or
maybe something
right?
like that. I should have looked into it, but I didn't. There are other directors in negotiations at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think?
Born in Peekskill, New York.
There you go. He's not ours, is he?
Not ours, he's American.
He was here briefly on holiday for
That's right.
20 odd years.
Exactly. Then we booted him for being un-Australian.
But what do you think about this though? A director like that. I mean, I think it cannot be doubted that he's not a great director. Is that too many double
You're saying
negatives?
he is a great director.
Yeah.
Well, he did Braveheart.
Yep.
He did...
Apocalypto.
No? Have
Yep.
you seen Apocalypto?
No, I haven't. Apparently, it's
Neither
great.
have I.
He did Hacksaw Ridge, which I haven't seen, which is apparently amazing. Did he direct Bloodfather? I don't think he did actually.
I don't know what that is.
That's really
I thought you were
good.
going to say blood fart.
Gross.
Yeah, right?
But
I was going to say gross.
if you have a blood fart, Google it.
Yeah.
Give it a googs,
Give
mate.
it a googs and see your doctor.
Yeah, but yeah. What do you think about this though? Like a guy, a guy like this, like getting a second chance. Do you think he's actually a bad guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I blame his parents.
Right. Good.
Because apparently his father was super weird.
Right.
He was
yeah.
one of those guys that whip. He was one of those guys
right.
that whips themselves.
One of those Da Vinci Code fellas.
yeah, he's a real whippersnapper.
Gee, that'd ingrain.
Probably
in
mess you
wouldn't
up a
it?
bit, yeah.
Absolutely.
But look, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge. I don't know. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know what I feel like this is, and this is why I do not care for this particularly. It feels like this sort of Hail Mary pass of like, who could we get?
Yeah.
You know who would really call because
The bad boy of Hollywood.
The bad boy of Hollywood, like who would really stir up the establishment? Because Suicide Squad's all about stirring up the normies, upsetting the normies. We're too extreme over here at Suicide Squad. Well, let's throw in the original bad boy of Hollywood, Mel Gibson, to direct it.
Yeah.
Like they were like, well, David Ayer, you know, that was pretty extreme, but it wasn't extreme enough.
Could have been more extreme.
Could have been more extreme.
Could have been more different boomerangs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Mel Gibson wouldn't know anything about that, would he?
No,
he's
certainly
American,
wouldn't.
so why would he know anything about boomerangs?
He'd have to give it a gooks. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of well, let's throw out a name that will just get people talking.
Yeah. He also mentioned that it's true. Like he has been talking to them. Like it's very early days, but it's very possible that this could happen. Look, I think he'd probably do a good job. I think he'd make a great Deathstroke, actually. I mean, that's already been cast, but you know, Deathstroke's normally a little bit older.
Yeah, I guess that's
so
true.
I think he'd be a good fit for that. But I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
stop letting bad people do stuff in Hollywood. It's no good, and everywhere.
yeah, I was gonna say, what about everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. Let's start with Hollywood and then work our way out to everywhere.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood tells people what to do in
Yes.
the world. Hollywood's an inspiration to everybody. So if we get out the gross people.
We thought this, though, would be a perfect opportunity to talk about some of the best and worst comic book directors.
To awkwardly segue into a freewheeling discussion about directors.
You better believe it. But also some directors that would maybe be a good fit for comic book movies who haven't done one yet.
Yeah, right.
So let's just...
It's a power ranking.
It's a power... What's number one, then?
Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that on the top here. Okay, here's a question for you.
Yes.
Who do you think is a better Batman film director, bearing in mind the eras that they did them in?
Yes.
Tim Burton or Nolan?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, it's Nolan, obviously.
I don't necessarily think it is Nolan.
What do you mean, Mason?
Because Burton set the trend for superhero movies, I think.
For garbage superhero movies.
They're silly and they're fun. They pretend like they're dark, but they're ridiculous.
They're bad sequels.
Yes.
I mean, look at Returns. Like, Batman Returns is not good.
It's not even really a Batman movie.
No, it's mostly about a weird fish man.
It's a terrifying clown show.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Mm-hmm. And with a murderer in a bat suit. Like, that's what that movie's about. And that was him given free reign.
That's true.
And that's what he made.
Yeah.
Like people say that Batman Forever's bad, and it is. But Batman Returns is also bad for different reasons. Like, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's better. Because it's
true.
still a shit film.
I still kind of like it.
You know, I can understand
Remember
why.
where he's on the rooftop and he pulls the wings out of his suit and he glides down? Remember that?
Was that one?
That's Batman Returns.
Okay, yeah. No, I like the bit where he fights all the clowns in the street or whatever. Like, there's good stuff in it. But even look at the action from Batman 89.
Yeah.
It's so clunky. It's just like a man in a rubber suit just
What do you want?
something better than that.
But there are moments of fast-paced action in that movie.
That's true. And you know what?
There's a bit where the guy's got the swords.
Yeah, but that's not Batman.
I know.
That's him.
But then
Batman stands there.
There's the bit where he shoots the bloody brass knuckles out of his hand and it hits the guy in the nuts.
I remember.
Yeah.
There's a part in Batman Returns where he puts a bomb down a guy's pants and kicks him into a sewer grate and he explodes. Mm-hmm. All of these. And he lights a guy on fire with the Batmobile.
Yep.
But also, speaking of filming action, the action in Batman Begins, the hand-to-hand stuff, with Batman himself is not great. It's filmed too close.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say it is great, and then I'm going to be like, name a memorable fight in that.
Okay, I think the ice scene where he fights Liam Neeson is good.
Not a real fight though.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's...
No, I mean they're actors.
Oh,
they were just pretending to fight.
But in Burton, that was real?
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
he did it
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, what Burton said was, whoever wins this gets the box office gross, like the percentage.
Okay, that
Did you
makes
know
sense.
Nicholson? We've probably talked about this. Nicholson apparently was estimated to have earned $60 to $90 million.
Yeah, and that's from like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Or late 80s. Yeah.
It's 80s money.
That's crazy. He
So
would have
much
done
money.
so much cocaine.
So I was just gonna say so much cocaine.
Yeah, I think he still gets some back end stuff from that.
I bet he does.
Yeah, because that was a big deal at the time, casting Jack Nicholson. Because that kind of, to be fair, you're right, that legitimized comic book movies by having an actor like him in it.
Yeah,
the same way they got Gene Hackman for
by '89.
Superman.
By '89, superhero movies were way on the outs.
Yeah,
like Superman stuff was done. People were like, everything's too campy and silly. And,
Yeah.
I mean, these were campy and silly, but
yeah, in a but it's just
Sheen of Darkness.
Sheen of Darkness. But with Nolan as well, he brought it back from the the Joel Schumacher like version. Like he revamped it. Like people argue that the Batman Begins is the best Batman movie. Like the way that it kicked. You think The Dark Knight is better?
Yes, I do think The Dark Knight is better.
So do I. But but yeah, it's. I don't know. I think Nolan as well made better films in general. Like Nolan did 3, Burton did 2. Like which do you genuinely think you would rather sit down and watch
Today?
Yeah. You're thinking about Dark Knight Rises, aren't you? Whether you want to sit through it. But it's got flaws, but there's some good stuff in that movie, man. Yeah. He kills Talia al Ghul in a truck. He shoots the truck and it falls off the bridge or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't seen 89 in ages.
Yeah.
You know what? What I do is I'd watch the rooftop scene from right at the start. I watch that weird Lost in Time opening sequence where it's like, you know, this.
It's the 30s, maybe.
Yeah, it's that vague point in time, and the family leaving the cinema, and they get mugged by the guy, and then Batman lifts him off his feet on the roof or whatever, and the guy's like, American Express, don't leave home without, you know. Then I'd watch all the Nolan Batman films.
Also, Batman's wearing Nikes in that. He's wearing boots are like rubber Nikes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying Batman 89 isn't without its merits. Of course it is. But obviously, Nolan is a better director than Burton in general. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, except, of course, for the one inexplicable thing that he puts in all his movies, where you go, just take that bit out. Right. I would have no cause to complain about any of the Batman movies, the Nolan ones, if he didn't have the
water vaporizing machine.
the microwave device in the first one.
Yep.
Whatever was in the second one that I didn't like, and Bane. Just take out Bane.
Okay, just Photoshop him out of every scene?
That'd be fine.
Okay, fair enough. But make a call. Which is better?
Yeah, Nolan, probably.
Okay, good. Although I'm not saying Burton kicked off a lot of stuff.
Can't believe you made me choose.
but also, the Burton universe kicked off the animated Batman animated series.
True, yeah.
So it did a lot of good stuff. Mm-hmm. But I just think the Nolan films are better in general. Yeah. But Batman, Superman is better than both.
I agree.
Not true. Okay, what else we got? Well, Mason, who's a better Superman director? Richard Donner or Richard Lester? Richard Donner did 1 and some of part 2, and then Richard Lester took over and finished part 2, or re-edited and reshot some of it. Part 3 and part 4, A Quest for Peace. I know you hate them all.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to throw... I feel Zack Snyder was a better Superman director than any of them.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
I agree. No.
For the time, Superman 78 was amazing. Like, talking about kicking off...
Superman 78 is your Batman 89.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
It's no good, but you like it for some reason.
But you got to look at it the same way that it also kicked off... It kicked off superhero movies as well.
How many of them?
Yeah, not there. They immediately
3 more Superman movies and that's it. That's what it kicked off.
And I know they immediately went to shit. I'm not saying that, but that movie has got so many classic moments. And I like a lot of Man of Steel. I like some of Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. I like half of Man of Steel.
Sure.
And I know it doesn't hold up in terms like it's weirdly paced or whatever, but the casting is great. There's the awesome scene. Awesome. It's the scene where...
to say awesome.
It's where Jonathan Kent dies. It's not an
that is awesome.
It's not an awesome scene,
Yeah.
but it's a great lesson in why he is who he is. Man of Steel never has that kind of moment where he's walking with his father and they're having that conversation and Clark's like, why can't I play football? Mm-hmm. And his dad's like, you can't play football because you'll hurt somebody else. But not only that, you're not here to throw footballs. You're here for a reason. You know, you're destined for better things. And then he has a heart attack. And there's nothing Clark Kent can do because he's like, even without my powers, I can't save everybody. Mm-hmm. There's
Probably could have. In retrospect, could have gone back in time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But he still would have had the heart attack. I guess maybe they got him in the hospital. But the lesson...
Could have gone back in time and said, stop eating so many fatty foods.
Sure. But the lesson there is...
It's me, your son from the future. I'm your aliens. Just go with it. I know you couldn't have kids, but anyway, I've come from space. You adopted me from... I was in a spaceship. Anyway, look, it turns out that I've got a lot of weird superpowers. I can fly and heat vision.
I can make a projection of myself.
Anyway, look, you died of a heart attack, but it turns out I could go back in time. A lot of people think that I can reverse time. or something, because I could spin around the world. I spin the world backwards. I'm actually going back.
That was
in time.
representative time.
Representative time travel. I don't technically know where the other version of myself went. Like, is there now two versions of? But anyway, the point is, I've gone back in time. Dad, you're my dad. I'm your son. We're not, it's genetics. We're not related. But I'm gonna say, stop eating so much fatty food because you have a heart attack. But I'm real sad. I mean, you're gonna die. You're quite old.
Yes.
You're gonna die no matter what. But I'm just saying, just eat some greens. I'm your son from the future.
Okay, bye.
And then the Superman theme plays.
But it's the end of the movie?
Yes, that's the end.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But then it's just a montage of a real fit dad. Just having a jog.
Maybe he had
Chin-ups.
But maybe he had a genetic heart condition.
And then he becomes Arrow.
Okay.
It's just a lot of chin-ups
he's
on
doing
that
the chin-ups, he's getting higher. Okay, fair enough. But the lesson in Man of Steel is don't save me. We've talked about this 1,000 times.
No, right, let's not
Do you know what I mean?
Let's skip it, yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, when he could have saved him.
Yeah.
But Superman, the point is, even though he can time travel, that he couldn't save his father.
But he could have.
But he could have. It's got a better romance, would you say?
I'm ambivalent.
What about the suit? Who has the better suit?
Man of Steel.
I don't like that Man of Steel suit. It's weird and looks wet. it gets better.
That's exactly why I like it.
Yeah. I don't know that the Superman one is just a spandex. Apparently they use that, or they seem to use it whenever they cast a Superman movie. They bring in an actor and they put him in that. And if they don't look ridiculous, they're like, this is the guy.
That's very interesting.
Because that's a great test to be like, here, put on the dumbest thing you can.
Put in the dumbest thing imaginable.
And if we don't laugh, you've got the job.
Because that kind of suit, like if you were in any way out of shape, like not even out of shape, if you're normal, your gut's gonna look big and your butt's gonna look weird and your legs all sorts of you're gonna have like a weird sunken chest. You gotta look like a tank, otherwise you're gonna look ridiculous. Yeah. So did they put Henry Cavill?
They put Henry Cavill in it.
Wow.
They put.
Is there a photo of that?
I don't think there is. There is one of him.
They put him in that suit and then they poured a bucket of water on him. We're gonna simulate the wet look of the new suit. We're going to dump a bucket of water on you.
There is one of him in the Superman Lives costume, and that's from when he applied for that one. Because he went for... It was either Superman Lives, the J.J. Abrams one, which he wrote, or it might have been Superman Returns.
You know what? You know how I'm going to judge these directors?
Yeah.
These bloody directors, how I'm going to judge their life's work on a dumb podcast.
It's not life's work, Mason. It's just comic book movies.
I'm going to go back to the life's work as well.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to defame their life's work as well. Do they understand superheroes?
Yeah.
And I don't think Richard Donner does understand superheroes. I think he understands I think he understands heroism and like being an upstanding good guy, but I don't think he understands superheroes insofar as what he does in this movie is he just lets Superman do anything.
Right.
And I think that's a fundamental misunderstanding of superheroes. Oh, you just let him do anything.
But that's how Superman
just have him do anything.
That's how Superman was in the 70s. We've talked about this.
But I know, but everybody, even the comic book writers hated that. They're like, how do we?
Yeah.
You can't unpaint. And I mean, that's the perfect jumping off point with Superman would be making this movie is to be like, well, let's make him less powerful.
So you think Zack Snyder has a better understanding of Clark Kent and Superman than Richard Donner?
No, I think they're both quite bad.
But for different reasons. Okay.
But I think Zack Snyder doesn't particularly care for Superman.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But I think he has a better understanding of, I guess, and you know, just for Man of Steel, I think he has a better sense of pairing off a hero and a villain, powers-wise. But then he lost that in Batman Superman.
But that's also on the back of 25 years of the evolution of action sequences and special effects.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of the stuff in Man of Steel, like the action sequences in particular, that's what it comes down to. And it's too much. Like,
no, it's the perfect level.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, but without him, we've talked this to death. I don't want to bloody get into this. But yeah, I genuinely think we haven't had a definitive Superman movie yet.
Yeah, that's
it hasn't happened.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if you, even in the excesses of the Superman comic books, I'm sure at some point in the Superman comic books he has flown around the world in reverse time.
Yeah, definitely.
Or he's stared at a wall and it's rebuilt itself or whatever. But
that's Richard Lester. That wasn't Richard Donner.
That's fine, either of them. They would have been the outliers.
Yeah.
It would have been the writers going, oh, we've got a deadline. I don't know how to fix this. Just have him do that. It's fine.
Travel, yeah.
That shouldn't be the fundamental building blocks of a superhero in a movie.
Okay, fair
To be
enough.
like, you know what, he can do anything.
But what about Superman 2 with the 3 Kryptonians and he takes them into the chamber and he depowers them and then he breaks their hand and kills him?
Thumbs down.
Really? You don't
Thumbs
like
down
it?
for all of it.
For the killing or the...
Just steady of it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Let's move on.
I'm well into it.
Yeah.
Brian Singer did one as well. You don't
he
like
did too.
Superman Returns?
No.
Look, I like
Sad.
Superman Returns, but I understand like it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
The plane catch is amazing. Can we agree that the plane
Sure, it's
catch
fine.
is amazing?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can we agree?
It's fine.
Can we just agree?
All right, fine. God, I
Good.
agree.
But
It's fine.
It's a sad man movie, but they shouldn't have set that in the Richard Donner universe.
No.
Yeah. What else we got, Mason? Here's an interesting one. This is a guy I think is a great director, but he's not suited for.
Sounds like
comic
a
book
classic,
movies.
fundamentally misunderstanding of the superhero genre. Here we go.
Ang
I'm
Lee.
rubbing me little handies
Ang
together.
Lee and Hulk.
Yeah, no good.
Not a good match.
No.
Ang Lee's an amazing director. He completely misunderstood what makes a good Hulk movie or what the character itself, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Putting actual comic book panels in movies.
That's what I'm
as
talking about. I
transitions.
think because he doesn't know anything about comic books.
Yeah.
Maybe these people do. I don't know. Maybe at some point they read a comic book. Maybe they love comic books. I don't know. Maybe they say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think at some point you have to say, if you're making a comic book movie, yeah, I love... Like, even Burton was like, look, I didn't like comic books, but I liked Dark Knight Returns and I liked Killing Joke.
Sure,
And
yeah.
that's where he found his inspiration. But I think if you're making a comic book movie and you go, you know what comic book movies would need? Comic book panels. I think that's somebody who doesn't understand the appeal of comic books.
Totally.
It's not that they're broken into panels.
No, that's not the... No, it's not. Why not just have a guy just flipping through a comic book for your movie, mate? Yeah.
And then he went, well, how does the Hulk jump so high? He must be rubbery.
Yeah.
So let's not have him be a gigantic wall of muscle. Let's have him be this blown up rubber balloon man.
Also, he did all the mocap himself.
That's right, he
yeah.
did.
But even like the thing with like the father issues, that's the reason he's got his anger. I mean, I guess they wanted to make it beyond he's just angry because he's just an angry person.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea that his father was abusive towards him. That is actually in the comic books.
Yeah, but to the extent that they're doing it in this one.
No, his father. I mean, his father's
Like, and the fact that he's such a main player, and at the end his father turns into a balloon and he absorbs all... 'cause everyone's
Yeah.
a balloon in this movie, I just
Yeah.
realised. He absorbs all his power, but it's too much power.
No, and I've said about the first Hulk movie, it's fine that the idea that the Hulk's various personas and his repressed rage and all that sort of stuff is the result of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to reveal about the Hulk 30 years down the line.
Right, yeah.
Once you've had 30 years of the Hulk smashing things.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, this is why
I don't think there's room for that in a first Hulk origin movie.
Yeah,
I literally think
completely
it should have been Eric Bana. He clocks into work. He sits down at his desk. He opens a little gate thing, and he's like, "Oh, gamma radiation!" And then he's like, "I'm the Hulk!" And he just smashes everything for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
and then we're out.
and then we're out. He fights some dogs in that, doesn't he?
Oh God, the worst.
No good.
No good.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's not a fun.
Are we ranking these directors?
Oh, are we? Yeah.
Ang Lee's at the bottom.
Wow, brutal. Well, I guess we got to talk about.
At least Richard Donner's Superman was nice.
He was a nice
he's a
man.
nice
wasn't- That's what
man.
I'm saying, and that's what also Superman's a nice man. You can make him angry,
Yes.
but he's a nice man.
Yeah.
He'll get a cat out of a tree.
He's very rarely angry. He's mostly just disappointed.
Do you know Mark?
like
do you
a
know
dad.
Mark Miller has that cat that Superman rescued out of the tree?
What? Like stuffed?
Yeah, it's one of his favorite movies, and he's got it.
Huh.
Yeah,
What it cost him?
I have no idea.
You're mates with Mark Miller.
We follow each other on Twitter, and
jeez.
every year we might say something to each other. But yeah, no, we're great mates.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah. If anyone's got a private message you want me to pass on to him, happy to not do that.
Mm-hmm.
He follows a lot of people. It's not a big deal. Schumacher, we're talking worst. Those Batman movies are bad, but I don't think Joel Schumacher is a bad director. He's made some good movies.
What has he made prior to that and after that?
I will tell you. I know he's done Phantom of the Opera.
With Emmy Rossum? Was Emmy Rossum?
Yeah,
in that?
it's a good movie, man. I know people are like. He did The Lost Boys. He did Falling Down. That's what he did. He did Michael
Okay,
Michael
great.
Douglas's.
All right. I wonder if that movie holds up.
I bet it doesn't. Oh, I don't know.
We should go back to that at some point.
Yeah, we probably should. We'll do a
Because
commentary.
I remember at the time, because when did that come out? I remember at the time being, I think I would have been like 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this is grim and real. But I bet it's like a cartoon show now.
He did A Time to Kill. He did Tigerland, which is a great movie.
I've seen Tigerland.
It's a really,
Colin Farrell.
really underrated Vietnam War movie. He did 8mm. A lot of people like that. He did Phone Booth.
Yeah, I like Phone Booth.
I did Number 23. I didn't see. But Jim Carrey is obsessed with 20. I just think there's some good movies in here. He did Flatliners.
Okay,
probably
fundamental misunderstanding of superheroes or not.
No, I think that's... yes, definitely, but I think that's also studio interference.
Right,
It's a
okay.
bunch of stuff. Because he was apparently just like, bigger, louder, more color, comic books. Like, that was pretty much his direction for that movie. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be fun and colorful. But that just went way too far. Yeah.
I don't know. As a throwback, I think as a throwback to the 1960s.
Oh, yeah, that's on point. Yeah.
It's definitely on point. It's like, imagine throwing $100 million to the creators of the 1960s Batman TV series.
God.
That's what you would have gotten. And to that, I feel it's a success. Are they good? No.
You wouldn't... A director from that time wouldn't know what to do with $160 million. It'd
Yeah,
be like,
that's true.
yeah, put him in... Let's tilt another building sideways and have him walk up.
That's what they would do. They would unmoor a real building from its foundations and on a crane and literally tilt it on its side, and then have Adam West and Burt Ward walk on the top of it. That'd be great. Imagine how many D-list network stars they could have pop out in the
amazing.
windows for $160 million.
Look, it's Jerry Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Fundamental misunderstandings of superhero movies. I think this guy's the perfect fit.
Oh yes.
Though it happened over time. It seemed like he had it that he lost it. Bryan Singer.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he was the perfect director at that time to kick off the X-Men universe, but then he didn't.
He didn't
evolve.
move with the times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't change. It kind of all his X-Men movies are kind of weirdly tied to those first couple, which are good. I think they're good. Like X-Men 1 and 2 are pretty solid.
What is it that the first two have that all this other stuff is lost?
Because what
But
lost?
what is it specifically? Like, why did we enjoy them so much at the time?
Because there wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
But now, like, if somebody released that X-Men movie now,
Yeah.
it would be a lot of, well, we've seen this.
So do you think it's just he pioneered some stuff and now it's a trope?
Yes. And how can you look at like X-Men Apocalypse and there's just all jagged metal flying through the air in a weird teleportation or telekinetic force field or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see the ending of the Avengers where the Hulk's flying through the city smashing up whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Or like the ending of Man of Steel. Or like there's no comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a garbage ending.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is that like X-Men 1 and 2, like at the time,
Yeah.
they were action-packed.
Yep.
They were kind of funny and self-aware.
Yep.
Like there's the point in the first one where Cyclops is like, "How do I know it's you, Wolverine, and not Mystique?"
Yeah.
And Wolverine's
He's like,
like, "Well, you're a dick," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fair enough." And it's kind of a fun little break the ice moment.
Yeah.
Why did we enjoy those so much at the time? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Maybe is it the casting as well? I don't think the new cast is as strong as the old cast.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
And then
That being said, no, I mean the new one, like the new Phoenix, the new Cyclops.
Yeah, right,
Well, I think are okay,
Uh-huh.
but I think the originals were better.
yeah.
But I think the new Fassbender and McAvoy are good.
That's true.
That's not their characters' names. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know. What do you think it is?
I don't know. 'Cause that's exactly like if you think of like X-Men 1
Yeah.
and maybe Avengers,
Yeah.
they've both got a jet. They've both got a team. They've
Yep.
both got a wisecracking character.
Yep.
They've both got an earnest character.
Yep.
They've both got somebody who can shoot lightning. They've both...
Yeah.
But why do we have more fondness for the Avengers?
Maybe because it's more recent.
But that's probably
Because
it.
there's less bad Avengers Marvel movies.
I
than
would
there
like
is-
the listeners' input on this.
Yeah,
Weekly
okay.
Wackadoos. If you feel the same way as us,
Mm.
like that Bryan Singer's lost his way in terms of directing these action films,
Yeah.
why is that? Has he lost something? Have we moved on? What specifically is it?
It might be that the series itself has been stuck in the past because it's always been tied to those original movies.
Yeah.
And maybe we should have moved forward with either different characters or because whenever they try and they went in a new direction with First Class, but then it just kind of went back to the original X-Men movies. Like it slowly made its way back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Like it got good and then they just kind of returned it to what it used to be.
Maybe it's a pacing issue. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
I'll never get to the end of this.
Yeah.
The bottom.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad he's not doing it anymore. Brett Ratner, he did X-Men 3. I don't think that's a fundamental misunderstanding. I think it's just wrap up this trilogy. We need a director.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. What else has he done?
I think he did the Tower Heist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about Gavin Hood? He did Wolverine Origins. I don't think that's his fault either. I think that's
that's one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah, sure. This is a guy though that you think has a fundamental misunderstanding of. I think you think this. I don't think this is true. But
Yes.
Sam Raimi in his Spider-Man movies. Do you think he has a fundamental misunderstanding, Mason, of what makes a Spider-Man movie?
Yes. Sadness. He thinks it's sadness.
But it's not. Those movies aren't just sadness.
For me, they feel like 100% sadness.
Yeah, we have talked about this a lot to death, haven't we? I think
so.
definitely by the end, like, that's probably also more the studio's fault. Like, 3 is not good.
I was going to say about X-Men Origins Wolverine, the reason that movie is bad is because it was a movie built by committee for idiots.
And we loved it.
Because there's an unironic walking away from an explosion bit.
Yep. It's like video game kind of like, if you fight me, then I'll give you the information or
Yeah,
whatever.
right,
You have to do. Yeah. When the video game is better than the movie, you know you've fucked up.
Exactly.
Anyway, Sam Raimi, you're not a fan. We've talked that to death. We probably shouldn't do Sam Raimi.
Right.
Anyway, I like him. I think he's good.
You would.
And also for the time, man, for the time. Any other directors that you love or hate? I can give you one that has a really good understanding of a source material but
Okay, I'm
got
ready.
critically panned.
Yes.
Lexi Alexander with the Punisher
Warzone, exactly.
That movie is exactly what it should be.
That's what I'm talking
but
about.
it still got kicked for being what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got criticized for being like, this is too violent and you're a monster. But a lot of this, every kind of action sequence or in that she took from the comics. And apparently I was listening to a podcast, she wanted to put those comic panels on the critic seats as they come in, so they can flick through it.
Right.
And then,
Okay. Yeah.
And then see where it kind of came from, and they were like,
Yeah.
nah, don't worry about it.
And she's kind of been put in director's jail. For
Yeah,
that.
she
Like
has.
she hasn't done.
She's she's pretty aggressive on Twitter as well, as far as I can tell.
But I mean, like, there are so many other directors who've just put out bad work.
Yeah.
And they just continue to. They continue to get work.
Yeah, maybe they're very nice.
They're probably real nice.
Yeah.
That's the only possible reason
Yeah.
for that.
But no, I thought that was I wouldn't say it's an amazing movie, but it's a great Punisher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Everybody's hamming it up. Dominic West is in there.
Jigsaw. What about Josh Trank?
Well, we'll never know, will we?
No, probably not. But he's done 2.
Based on Chronicle.
Chronicle, which is I know it's not a comic book movie, but it's a
Might as
superhero
well
movie,
be.
Yeah.
It's Akira. It's live action Akira.
And Fantastic Four reboot. We don't know really.
We don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Chronicle's real good.
He's in.
No, he's back on track.
He's in
got-
limbo with David Ayer. We'll never know.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
No,
that.
David
more.
Ayer's doing Gotham City Sirens. He's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're rewarding him.
Yeah,
so
great.
that's great. He's probably a nice guy, Mason.
Yeah. Yeah, because having gone back, we talked about Training Day last week. We talked about Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I rewatched Street Kings.
Yeah.
I would be kind of fascinated to see. That doesn't matter.
See what? See Street Kings 2?
No, to see how Suicide Squad would have gone.
But you initially said that you changed your mind and you said that he made a bad film regardless. But do you not think that's the case now?
It wouldn't have been a superhero film.
No, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Look, I don't, because there weren't reshoots, right? There were reshoots.
There were a lot of reshoots, yeah.
But I don't think there was enough good footage in there to make a superhero film.
Okay.
I think there was enough footage in there to make some sort of crime film.
Okay, sure.
Generic crime film, but some people are wearing costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Fundamental misunderstanding of superheroes? Yes, I think.
In your face.
In your face, David Ayer.
Well, good thing he's getting another shot.
Isn't it,
It's
though?
weird that DC kind of like give more shots to people who make like critically panned movies. And that's a strange tactic, don't
It
you
is
think?
a strange tactic in a way.
Yeah. Anyway, what about the modern Marvel films? Who do you think fits that universe and is a good fit, but and who isn't? Because I would say like Shane Black is a great director, but he's not a good fit for Iron Man.
Correct.
Because he did Iron Man 3, which both of us didn't like. But then there's other examples like the Russo brothers, who exclusively just make good comic book movies.
Right.
And you, me, and Dupree, inexplicably. Do you know what I mean? Like, so who fits and who doesn't, do you think? Who works and who does not work?
Who directed Doctor Strange?
Scott Derrickson.
He works in the context of that.
Yeah.
He gave them exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I feel the flaw there is that's not what I wanted.
The flaw is that he didn't make the exact
Movie that I wanted. Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think Scott Derrickson is in, and I think it's a better movie than Thor: The Dark World, but there is that kind of mid-tier Marvel movies that are just okay. Like Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 2, Doctor Strange, which I think is a little bit better than all of those movies. But then there's the really good ones. Like the Incredible Hulk I'd put in that category as well. Like the okay Marvel movies.
Yeah, most people forget The Incredible Hulk is a movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a better Hulk movie than Hulk.
Sure.
But it's not great. But I think like the better directors are like Joe Johnston is the perfect choice for a World War II era Captain America film. I think that's a great movie, and I think he's a perfect choice because he did The Rocketeer. Like Joss Whedon was a perfect choice for The Avengers. But
The
then
Rocketeer, there's a superhero movie.
Perfect, Mason.
Yeah.
He's 2 for 2, and he invented Boba Fett. What more do you want from a guy?
I'd like another thing.
Okay, 3 things.
If you could do a fourth thing, Joe Johnston, that would be great.
All right. Yeah, so, well, I can't remember what I was saying. But yeah, so what about Joss Whedon? Do you think he's a good fit for the universe? He made The Avengers, but he also made Age of Ultron. So, I mean, it's kind of...
I'm choosing to blame studio interference on Age of Ultron.
Yeah, and I'd agree with that. Yeah.
But, well, that's the thing. I mean...
I didn't even think Age of Ultron is bad. I quite like it.
It was just exactly the same as the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It was more of the same. And I don't know, like... Because Joss Whedon went from director jail in a way...
Yeah.
Because he made a series of very low budget TV series and movies and things that
They all got cancelled.
they had a cult following, but nobody was willing to pay him big money for anything.
Yeah.
And then he jumped from relative obscurity to one of the biggest movies ever made.
Yeah.
And then he's got to do a sequel to that.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do?
I feel in a way kind of his hand, like if he went in a completely different direction and it bombed, what a way to waste that opportunity.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
But at the same time, now you've got the chance. Why not make something incredible and new? And
What is he working on at the moment? I don't actually know.
you know what you should do?
Give it a
Give
gigs.
it a gigs.
I'll
mate.
give it a good old gigs,
Give it a
mate.
gigs. Give it a gigs.
You know what? This is sort of related, not really. The people at Fox have said that they're willing to talk about a Firefly revival.
Oh, yes.
If Joss Whedon wants to do it, because it's really down to him. Because everything's coming back now, or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I think
Nostalgia is accelerating.
Yeah.
The nostalgia train is speeding up.
I think just maybe let it go. I think a lot of the times you tie these creators to these projects that they've now moved beyond. Like let them make other things and move forward. You know what I mean? I think it's been too far. He's doing Wastelanders, a web-based end of the world project.
Huh.
I don't know. Oh no, sorry, that's unrealized projects.
I see.
No, he hasn't really. There's nothing really on the cards here.
But yeah, like Age of Ultron, I feel they're like, look, just do exactly the same thing you did last time. We'll make another $1 billion.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
they
be
did.
Cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. So yeah, but I think, fundamental understanding of comic books, I think yes. He's got that. He knows what's up.
What about Jon Favreau?
I love, wait. 1 and 2.
1 and 2,
One
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
two.
saying. 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay,
I think
right.
2 is also a result of studio interference and make sure you put more Nick Fury and you build the universe and make sure this leads directly into the Avengers and whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I would say I like Jon Favreau as a director, but I think his work is hit and miss. Like Chef, I loved, but Cowboys and Aliens was a no good movie that you've seen.
I have seen, yeah.
Wait, have you?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
What do you think?
It's fine. I believe we talked about it on the Western episode for some reason.
Oh, do we?
Yeah,
well, it's a Western, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not for some reason. That makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. God damn it, Mason. Yeah.
Look, I can't remember specifically what I said, but I think I enjoyed the Western aspects of it and not so much the aliens aspects
Yeah,
of it.
fair enough.
I think if it was just a Westerns with Daniel Craig in it, I thought that would have been great.
Would you like to see Jon Favreau come back to the Marvel Universe?
Yes.
Or do you think maybe he'll Bryan Singer it and take it back to...
Oh, that's a good question.
I think probably not. I think he'd probably do well, but yeah.
Yeah.
We could... Mason, I need to grab this thing off the floor. I got it.
Okay. Maybe he could, chef style, he could make a new Marvel movie but tie it to some sort of social media platform, like get sponsorship from it. Snapchat, exactly.
MySpace. Yeah. Great. Also, I think James Gunn is a great fit.
I agree.
All right. Why don't we talk about some directors then? It can be quickly or longly. I don't mind.
Luke Longley.
Luke Longley, the basketball player?
Or surfer.
Okay.
Who knows?
Where...
I think he's a basketball player.
Okay, good. Where the directors who haven't made a comic book movie who should
Yeah.
or shouldn't. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Go.
Okay, actually, hang on. We got an email. I was going to save this for the letters. This is from Monica Jones.
I'm ready.
On the Gmail. She just wanted to thank us for making her new mind-numbingly boring desk job tolerable. That's you're very welcome. What's your favorite? What's your favorite David Fincher film? She said Fight Club. Mine is probably.
I like The Social Network.
Yeah, Social Network's good.
Yeah. Does Fight Club hold up? Do you think it's one of those things where you go back and be like, oh no, this is like, it's all like, society, like too many Starbucks.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I really like Fight Club, but
but anyways, since we're speaking of directors,
you think David Fincher would be a perfect choice for a comic book movie?
I'd like to see him give one a whirl.
You know what he'd be great at?
What's that?
Constantine.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah,
he's done a lot of good stuff. Gone Girl.
Zodiac. There's my favorite.
So I didn't like Zodiac.
Why not?
I don't know. Because you don't really know who it was. That's not his fault. That's the fact that was never revealed. Yeah.
He should have got the Zodiac Killer on as a consultant.
That's a guy he got out of director's jail. He made Alien 3. And then that's not his fault, but that's a balls movie. Mm-hmm. But then he made Seven, The Game, Fight Club. Those are solid. He made Panic Room.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best of George Michael.
Did he?
I don't know. It's listed on his IMDb.
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to say Zodiac because the tension never breaks in that film and I think all the performances are great. Okay. But also The Game, which I haven't seen since it came out.
I liked The Game. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, David Fincher, Constantine.
Yeah.
Justice League Dark.
Yep. Totally. Completely agree. Good one. It's a good one, Mason.
Yeah. Monica also asked, can I be the official sassy black girl of the podcast?
We already got one. You're the sassy black girl of the podcast.
Oh, sorry, Monica. Sorry, you've lost out, mate.
Here's a guy that's nearly made one.
I did the finger snaps.
Oh, I thought you were testing the mic. George Miller.
Yes.
Though, was Mad Max an accident? We don't know.
See, we don't know.
So give him one and see what he does with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, he nearly made Justice League.
I like how I've spent the first 2/3 of this podcast going, these directors have a fundamental misunderstanding of comics and they shouldn't be let anywhere near any of this. And then I'm like, give this guy a go. Who cares? Maybe it'll be fine. Just throw $200 million at him. It's fine.
It's weird that he's never done one. There's talk that he might do the Superman movie.
Okay.
I think he'd be a great choice for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he kind of spends his... It's weird because he'll make like... He made Mad Max and then he made one of the Babe movies. He made the second one and he directed the second one. He kind of produced the first one. And then he made Happy Feet.
Yep.
But then he made Mad Max Fury Road, which is like... all these movies are good, but they're very different, and I just don't know. I don't know what he'd do with it.
Yeah,
like I'd be genuinely curious to see what he does.
Things seem to be coming back to like the early 2000s because we've got George Miller on track to direct a DC film potentially.
Yeah,
like that's what people want. We've got Armie Hammer.
Yeah,
could potentially
who was going to be his Batman.
Right?
Yeah, totally. So no, just give him one. Just see what he does with it. Definitely. Yeah. I feel like
who though? What do you reckon? Superman or something else?
Give him Superman, yeah. Because we've done an episode on his Justice League.
Justice League Mortal, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that, like going through that script, there's a lot of things that wouldn't work now. Like they have Batman kill the villain, like snap his neck at the end. And then I guess that worked its way into Man of Steel. But I think if you gave, however comic book movies are made, if you gave him a script like that and he tweaked it and whatever and did it in his own way, I think it could be really good.
Yeah.
Or maybe you give him an edgier one so he can
Now-
do whatever he wants.
Now, you were saying earlier you don't think anyone's ever directed the perfect Superman film.
Nah.
Do you want him to direct this knowing it may not be the perfect Superman film? If you could,
Oh,
if
that's-
any,
yeah,
see, that's what I'm
okay.
talking about. Like, they will keep attempting to make Superman films forever.
Yeah.
But are you willing to take a punt on George Miller? You know what I mean? Or if you could get anyone to direct a Superman film, who would it be? Spielberg.
Nah. Actually, I've got Spielberg here. I don't think... I like Spielberg, and obviously he is one of the greatest directors of all time, but he hasn't really made a really good movie in like 15 years. Like, they're all competent, and
Yes.
they're all fine.
Yep.
And I'm
you
sure...
hear that, Spielberg? Your work's competent and fine. You hear that, multiple Oscar winner Steven Spielberg?
Like, I haven't seen...
You hear
like,
that iconic film director Steven Spielberg who's produced
It's
some
so-
of the most amazing,
I know.
the most iconic
I know.
films?
I know how ridiculous that sounds. I know
That's
that.
all right, well, lad. That's what podcasts are for, man. We're kicking against the
Obviously,
mainstream.
his worst film is better than anything I could ever do. Like, I know that. But I'm saying, like, who remembers Warhorse fondly? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Was that the sequel to Warhorse? Warhorse Fondly?
That's right. Do you know what I mean? Like, the last one I remember really liking was Minority Report. Like, Munich.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. Like, do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, Bridge of Spies. Who cares?
And also, I think maybe Spielberg would fall into that Bryan Singer trap.
Yeah.
Like, if he'd made one in the 90s, I think people would have been like... If he'd made a Superman movie in the 90s, I
Yeah.
think people would
Would have
have
been
blown people's
incredible,
minds. But
yeah.
I think now it would be too slow and dated and too earnest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
And maybe earnest is what you get for a Superman movie. Maybe that's what you want.
You get Ernest.
You get-
From Ernest Goes to Camp. He's dead, but you get him anyway.
Get him back. So I guess George Miller. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to say Danny Boyle because I love him.
Yeah,
Get Danny
yeah.
Boyle to do a Superman movie. Talk about him in a bit though.
Yeah. Loves bloody sunshine.
You know he does.
Superman loves sunshine too.
That's a great movie, Sunshine Mason, and
God.
I've mentioned it. Joe Carnahan nearly did Daredevil. He's like a 70s gritty version of Daredevil.
Would have been great.
But before it went back to Netflix, which turned out pretty well. But he's also doing the remake of The Raid with, what's his name? He's Crossbones. Frank Grillo.
Oh, right, okay.
Why are they doing that? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I know.
That is a tough... That is a mountain to climb
Yeah.
to do better martial arts than a raid film.
Yeah, I mean, that's built around martial artists. I like Frank Grillo. I think he would have made a great The Punisher.
Yeah.
But,
It's just going to be a lot of him shoving people through walls. I would
yeah,
imagine.
hitting someone with like a refrigerated door or whatever.
Yeah.
What about the Wachowskis? They nearly did Plastic Man. We talked about Keanu Reeves' Plastic Man.
Yep.
That's the one they nearly made.
Uh-huh.
Do you think they would be a good fit for a movie? A comic book movie?
A movie, certainly.
Because they're guys that haven't made like arguably a really good movie since The Matrix. People say Cloud Atlas is a marvel of filmmaking, despite not doing super well.
People say Jupiter Ascending makes no sense. I should see that. I haven't seen it yet. What's the one with Dane DeHaan coming out? Is that one of theirs?
No, that's I was gonna say Immortal City, Instrument of Bones, but that's a different one.
It seems like something that should be theirs.
No, that's
if
the
it's
guy
not.
who did bloody Fifth Element.
Ah, all right.
Yeah,
Luc Besson.
yeah, sure.
Okay, of course it is. Yeah,
Frencho McFrenchy,
Yeah, that's
whatever his
right.
name is. So, what about the Wachowskis doing? And
I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe they gave him something ridiculous. Maybe
Maybe a Plastic Man,
Maybe
yeah.
Ambush Bug.
right.
So maybe
What about a Blue Beetle?
Doom Patrol?
Yeah,
What if they
okay.
gave him Doom Patrol?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
What if
okay.
they didn't give them anything?
Oh yeah, that'd work too. I mean, when I think superheroes, I think maybe like fun and colourful and a lot of action, and so I think Speed Racer, which was no good in my
Yeah.
opinion.
So you want something that's more.
that movie was full of light and colour and action, but it was so boring.
Yeah. So
and
you,
I think that's maybe what they're going to bring to the table. A lot of movement, no fun.
so you want something that's like closer in tone to the Matrix because you want to work within their strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about J.J. Abrams? He nearly did he wrote a Superman movie that never happened because he's a very competent director.
He is competent.
Yeah.
Now I'm done with competent.
Okay, good. You're out, Abrams.
Yeah. We got to wrap this up in like 10 minutes.
Okay, good. All right. People always say Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. Give him... I don't know, something gritty.
James Cameron.
No, absolutely not. Brian, he'll singer it.
Yeah. What about Edgar Wright?
Give him a DC property. See what he does with that.
Yeah. Give him like a Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Give him a bug one. Mm-hmm. What about Peter Jackson?
No.
Good call. Probably.
Because I don't know. He doesn't. Is he suited to doing anything other than a massive epic?
Well, he's not even really suited to that.
Well,
Because that... God, we're just kicking. We're just kicking, aren't we?
Yep.
I'm a bad bloke. I don't like it. All right, well, we got to move on then. You got any more? Because I know you got to get to work, so we got to scoot it along.
oh yeah, let's scoot it along.
All right. It's time for What We Reading.
What we're gonna read?
What
No
are you
time.
reading?
We're gonna spit along.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
I watched the first episode of Legion.
And?
We should really sync up the shows we watch.
Nah.
So because every week you're like, I watched this show, and I'm like, I'll watch it next week, and then I come back and I'm like, I watched the thing you watched last week, and then you're like, it's
What
great.
did you think of it?
I
Yeah.
love the imagery.
Yep.
It opens up a lot of doors. That being said,
Yeah.
I hope, and I don't know if I haven't watched any of the subsequent episodes yet.
I
How
watched
many-
2, yeah. There's been 2.
It does feel a little bit like Mutant X.
Okay,
It could go
sure.
in a Mutant X direction.
I don't think so. Judging from episode 2.
Special
yeah.
effects are not bad. That being said, unless he develops more powers,
Yeah.
at the end of the first episode, look, spoilers for Legion
Oh,
for like
come
the
on.
next 30 seconds.
Haven't seen it.
At the end, he's rescued from his certain death,
Yeah.
and one of the guys who rescues him has the same powers he does.
Well, no, he's more throwing rocks and shit.
He can throw rocks.
Yeah, but he can do more than that.
Well, if he better be able to do more than that, because otherwise,
Trouble.
yeah.
Well, we don't really know what he can do yet either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's more like the comic book version. Well, I mean, the acting's great, and I like seeing Aubrey Plaza
Yeah.
and stuff.
It's good.
In the comic books, one of the abilities that he does have is if somebody's killed nearby to him,
Yeah.
he absorbs their personality, and if they have powers, he can sort of replicate those.
okay, cool.
That's where some of his multiple personalities come from. So my assumption here is that he's absorbed Aubrey Plaza's personality because he was.
right.
So that's not just a memory of her; that's actually her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
Very good.
maybe. Who knows?
Maybe not, though.
Maybe not though.
I saw Trainspotting 2, T2 Trainspotting 2.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I'm a big fan of the first one. I really enjoyed it. I love those characters, and I like being back in that world. It's not as like grimy and as the first one, like it's because the first one's all set in like heroin dens and whatever. It's all like, you know, horrible wallpaper, and there's a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
of that. But no, I really like. I love seeing those characters 20 years on and seeing the consequences of their actions. Like they've all kind of come back to bite them in the ass. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like they're kind of flitted away their 20s with heroin and drinking and whatever, and then when you're mid 40s, they're like, shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And look, it's better when it's moving forward, like telling the story that it's currently set in, because there's probably a few too many throwbacks to the original.
Right.
But it's it's a lot of kind of like, hey, remember this from the first one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I'd love to see another one. I really liked it. I like these characters. Ewan McGregor's great. They're all great. It's really good.
T3.
T3 baby. So big fan. I reckon. If
So
you
it
don't,
didn't disappoint you after?
no, not at all.
Wow.
Yeah, not at all. I liked it
That's a
lot.
pretty good feat.
Yeah.
Would you
It's
see-
not it's not as good.
Would
as the
you
first
watch Trainspotting v Sunshine?
one. Yes, I would. Big time.
Dawn of Daytime.
Dawn of Daytime.
It's the Trainspotting characters. They've made it onto the space station.
They have to reignite the sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
The astronauts have gone mad, but it's okay because some of the Trainspotting characters are still mad. So it's,
That's true. They live in that world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move it along, Mason.
letters time. Got to do letters real quick.
The classic one was
You can put that at double speed. And really.
No time. There's no time to put it at double speed.
Do you want me to start the letters before the song finishes?
Yes.
Out of here right now. We're gonna do letters.
I can't. It's too distracting.
All right.
Got some tweets here. Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod.
Love it.
Sorry we're speeding through this, guys. Not my fault, though, obviously. Do you think... this is from Tim Belvins. Do you think collecting comic books for any financial value has ended due to the inception of digital comics?
Yes.
But I don't think the stuff that they say is a collector's edition and rare is going to be the stuff that's rare.
No.
It's going to be the shit that people threw away.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah, see, what I think has happened is because everything in this world is has become quote unquote collectible now. Everybody's collected. The reason that Action Comics #1 is, you know, you can get $2 million for a mint condition copy is because at the time comic books had no value. They were like the newspaper. You read it, you tore it up, you stuck pages in your notebook, you gave it to your friends or whatever, then you threw it away.
Yeah.
Or your parents threw it away. And so now there's like 100 copies left in the world. Now everything, you know, even all the stuff in the 90s where they printed off 1 million copies of everything. None of that's worth everything because everybody bagged and boarded it.
Yeah.
These days now, even when they only print like 30,000, 50,000 copies or something, everybody's holding it and collecting it and
That's
boarding
right,
it.
yeah.
So it'll be hundreds of years before any of that's worth anything.
Maybe signed stuff, potentially, depending on who signs it and who dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is from Brandon Bills. # Weekly Planet Pod. What are your favourite Kurt Russell movies? P.S. You should do an episode on Kurt Russell's career. Yeah, we probably should. The Thing, for me.
It's pretty good.
I love The Thing.
A Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
Yeah,
You're a bloody... Yeah.
I'm very predictable.
Executive decision.
Nice.
I don't think I've seen it.
Nice.
He's on the internet for 5 minutes, isn't he? No.
That's Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal's
Spoiler
in it for 5
alert.
minutes, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Save the president! So that he's out the... You got a letter?
Danny Higgins would like to know. He started watching The Americans. Do you enjoy The Americans?
I've seen most of the first season. I did like
Enjoyed
it.
a lot?
Yeah.
He got him thinking about a Netflix show about the Winter Soldier during the Cold War. Would you watch that?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's the thing. 'Cause would Sebastian Stan be in that?
Yes.
Would
He'd
he?
have to be.
I guess he would.
I mean, he wouldn't have to do it,
yeah,
obviously.
it's true.
Yeah.
But what about some sort of Cold War era Marvel series that occasionally features?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So you got like a young Ant-Man and
Yeah.
Peggy Carter and whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Agent Carter is, that's done. Do you
Yeah.
think people would watch that or?
I think they'd be more inclined to watch a Winter Soldier one than a Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Because obviously, what we had from season 1 did really well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then season 2 not as well.
Yeah, because I'm kind of fascinated by that era of the Marvel universe because obviously, it sort of kicked off in the 60s, and then we've had all the storylines up until now.
Yeah.
But basically, they've had to modernize all the characters from the 60s. So, instead of Captain America waking up in the 60s and Spider-Man getting his powers in the 60s, Captain America woke up 10 years ago and Spider-Man got his powers 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which means that from the 1940s till now, till 10 years ago, there's this enormous gap and it keeps widening.
Yeah,
And so what do you throw in there?
Yeah.
And Marvel tried every once in a while. They had a thing called the Lost Generation where they threw in some sort of 60s characters,
Right.
etc. But I'm always... There can't just be an empty space in
No.
there. So I want to see Marvel fill that in.
And there are hints of it in the movies.
Yeah.
Like we know Hank Pym was doing missions for the US government. We know Stark was building stuff in Peggy Carter. And we know that the Captain America's crew, what are they called? The bloody
The bloody Howling Commandos?
yeah, we know they were still in
Yeah,
operation
right.
for a long time. So there's a lot of stuff you could kind of you could do
Yeah.
there. I think it's not a thing for ABC though.
No.
It's like it's a Netflix thing.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It's obviously been proven again and again that that's where you put your
Maybe like an
superhero shows.
anthology series, like maybe half a dozen of them,
Yeah.
and each one features a different...
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe some sort of, Cold War... maybe sort of in the style of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe some sort of Cold War agency who are trying to deal with all this stuff happening.
Right.
And so we get hints of the Winter Soldier, we get hints of the Howling Commandos,
Yeah,
etc.
totally.
Who knows? Sounds good.
Who does know? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
That's the show for this week,
We
Mason.
did it.
If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. That's a thing, isn't it?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, probably.
Great.
Or a comment.
Nice.
Or a subscribe.
Give us a subscribe.
Or a
subscribe.
notification.
Give us a googs. If you listen to this and you don't know who we are, give us a googs and find out who we are on the Goog machine. The old Goog box. Anyway, so our Weekly Planet Pod at Facebook and Gmail and Twitter.
Yep.
We're really speeding through this. And Bandcamp.
Yep.
I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies.
Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Racken for all our themes.
Every week.
If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. We've got an Amazon affiliate link in the episode description, so if you want to click on that and buy, say, Batman 1989 on Blu-ray 4K,
Please do.
let's do that. What else? We've got some t-shirts on tpublic.com.
Yep.
Thank you everybody who sends in bloody art and all sorts of stuff.
We should also mention there's
Anyone
some...
sends us a tweet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's some tickets left for our live show thing that we're... podcast launch thing.
Yes.
But they're not for the drinks. It's just for
Just
the
for
show
the panel,
themselves.
yeah. So if you want to pop by and say hi.
Yeah, I think there's some still left.
Yeah.
But there's not many.
Look, even
there
if you
is.
just buy a ticket to that one, we'll still say hi.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, so that's
I'll stand by the stage door and bloody...
give you a bloody thumbs up, mate.
Yeah, give you a thumbs up.
Give
Yeah.
you a right at the...
Man. We also got that Everyday Hero link for Movember.
Yes.
Man.
So there's prizes to be won and Q&As to be seen.
You know
also,
it.
it looks like we're also going to be making a short video for that to say, thank you that we're in. Just
Great, cool.
Thanks, guys.
Love it.
You'll get a good glimpse at us. Yeah, you'll see how shockingly grey my hair is for a man my age. It's crazy.
It's so grey. Add that to if anybody's making some art. If you want to, I guess your avatar is grey anyway. So
yeah, that's right.
It's
That's right.
shockingly accurate.
Anything else?
No, that'll do it. I think.
All right. Well,
All right.
we'll be seeing you guys next week.
Grab that gem, you guys. See you later, boy.
Bye.
I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
I'm not going to work.
You son of a bitch.